If you're watching this video, then I understand your pain. I'm not trying to be dramatic, but I've had acne and breakouts and blemishes and pimples and whiteheads and blackheads longer than I've had clear skin. And when I tell people this, they're just like, no, are you serious? And I'm just like, yeah, I mean, this has literally been my life. When my skin was at its worst, I didn't want to leave the house. I was so ashamed. I didn't want people to see me. I felt disgusting. And I didn't leave the house unless I had to, you know, when I needed to get to work and get groceries. But my social life and my love life were at a standstill. My skin literally controlled my life for what felt like 3 or so years, which is a really, really long time because life is so short. I was also working on a makeup counter in a department store, and nobody wanted to be served by me. Nobody wanted their makeup done by me. Ultimately, I was asked to leave because everybody, all of the customers, they just didn't want me to touch them. They just assumed that I was somebody who didn't have good hygiene. They just felt like I shouldn't have been there. And every single time I tried to reapply and I'd go to an interview for another makeup counter, I knew every single time when I sat down and made eye contact with these people that I wouldn't get the job based on their reaction to my skin. Isn't that ridiculous? Like, these makeup counters, these brands are trying to sell makeup to girls who have skin like me. Blemishes, imperfections, acne, but they didn't want me wearing their uniform representing their brand, which I was so heartbroken. And this was a job that I genuinely, wholeheartedly loved. I loved working with people. I loved watching women come into their own as their face was done. You know, they came in to the counter shy. Once their makeup was done, they left like a completely new person with a spring in their step. It was so lovely to watch, and it was so great to be a part of. And again, it was just so heartbreaking when I couldn't do what I loved because I was being discriminated against because of my skin. Sometimes we can be our own bully. We can be our own worst enemy, our own worst critic. That's why I believe in self-affirmation on a daily basis. I think it's really important to have conversations with yourself and say that you are good enough, that you are beautiful, that you can achieve everything you want to achieve even with a skin condition. I think it's super important to constantly say that to yourselves every single day, because I know for a fact that it is what stops you from living the life that you truly want to live. You're self-conscious. You are wary of what other people think. And a really good way to just break out of that mold and to just love yourself, naming the things that you love about yourself, saying the things that you would like to improve on, and making an active effort to do so. Even when it comes to your skin, having good skin is a process. It doesn't even happen overnight. Even a breakout takes days to form underneath your skin, so you need to be patient with yourself. Having acne and a skin condition, I honestly believe, is such a good character builder. I find that people who have had skin conditions or have skin conditions are some of the most mindful people that I've ever met, the kindest and the most patient. So it's not a negative thing. I would definitely not be the person that I am today if it wasn't for my experiences with acne. I want you to leave me the hands up emoji if you've been personally victimized by acne. I know I have. I was so victimized that I literally ran to my doctor and I showed him my back and I was like, what do I do? And he ended up giving me a course of antibiotics because he believed that my breakouts were bacterial related. Turns out that I wasn't rinsing my conditioner off of my back properly. So that was smothering my skin and causing breakouts. So before, old Ruby would shampoo her hair, condition her hair, clip my conditioned hair up, wash my body, shave my legs, rinse the conditioner out. New Ruby that has figured out this life-changing hack. Now, shampoos and conditions first, thoroughly rinses out the conditioner, and then goes in with the Aven Cleanse Cleansing Gel for face and body. I used this just on my face long before I introduced it in my routine as a body wash. I have been using this for like 3 or 4 years. You can check me on that. There are plenty of videos on my channel where I mention this range, this product. I just have it in a 400 ml size opposed to like the little 200 ml bottle with the twisty white top. Because I use it so often, like on my face, on my body, it just makes sense to get the 400 ml. It's absolutely amazing. It is super gentle on your skin, helps to relieve your breakouts. It's great for cleansing all the impurities, but there's thermal spring water in there, so it's not gonna dry your skin out at all. I have a drier skin type, which is why I have stuck to this one, because it works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. The way that I like to use it is I usually squeeze 1 or 2 pumps on my loofah. I lather it up under some water and I start scrubbing my chest and my back. I'm quite flexible, so I can use a loofah. If you're not flexible, I highly recommend that you buy one of those really soft bristled body brushes that have a handle, so you can easily and efficiently like get the skin on your back and cleanse all the impurities, the oils, the conditioner, and the debris that's kind of like sitting on your skin, like on your back, because it's an area that we can miss. We kind of don't think about the skin on our back or the condition of our skin on our back. But what I found out was it was so easy for me to break out. So that's why I'm very, very vigilant in looking after my back using this cleanser. So definitely give it a go if you do have breakouts. It's really good like in the summertime if you're working out a lot more and you're getting those breakouts on your chest. It's really good for that too. So highly recommend it. And you can check back some of my old videos where I'm using this like a couple of years ago. Like I said, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Now, a key ingredient for me as an adult who still suffers with her breakouts is retinol. Retinol is one of those magical ingredients that does a little bit of everything. So it helps to break down the congestion inside of your pores so your skin is nice and clear. It also helps to resurface the skin. It is a really, really good resurfacer to help with like fine lines and wrinkles. So that's what I mean. Like it is the perfect ingredient for somebody who has adult acne or adult breakouts. I let the retinol, the Tri-Acne Expert, settle into my skin for half an hour, and then I go in and then I just apply my moisturizer, something that's a little more on the rich side to keep my skin moisturized and hydrated and happy whilst I sleep. Favorite skincare hack: if you want to get rid of a blemish overnight, squeeze a little bit of your favorite pimple cream, pop it on your band-aid, stick the band-aid over your skin, and I promise you in like 8 to 10 hours, your blemish is either going to be significantly reduced in size or it's going to be completely gone overnight. So good for like school picture days, first dates, second dates, or any kind of like important events in your life, or if you just CBF dealing with a breakout for the next day. It is the best hack. I've talked about it before on my channel. Still use it. Works a treat. I have officially been converted. All I sleep on now is a silk pillowcase, and it has literally been the best decision that I have ever made for my hair and for my skin. My hair is so much shinier and my blowouts last a lot longer. Like I don't have kinks in my hair when I wake up. And the most important thing is that like I sleep on my face, okay? So I'm laying down on my pillow on my face for like 8+ hours, ideally a night. So like your pillow, if you think about it, it absorbs a lot of oil and hair care products and moisturizers and serums and whatnot. So it's important to pick something like a fabric that doesn't absorb much, and silk doesn't absorb much. So my skin looks so much better. I'm not waking up with lines across my face. Like it's just much softer on my skin. Let me tell you, I was so firm. I was like, no, I'm not getting a silk pillowcase. It is $65 minimum. I think some go up to like 120, but I sold. It works. I highly recommend that you invest in a silk pillowcase. John, my partner, even has his own. He used to break out a lot after he shaved, but now that he's on a silk pillowcase, his breakouts aren't as bad, which I was just like, oh, it works for you too? I'm impressed. I have a very unfortunate habit of touching my face constantly throughout the day, and I know that I am introducing bacteria that is on my hands onto my face, causing breakouts. I have talked about this habit before. I am yet to break it. It is so hard for me because I'm always like doing this or doing this. Like if I feel anxious or unsure or lost, I'm just like, oh. So one product that I absolutely swear by is the Aven Cleanse Expert. This is like a product that you apply during the day to help treat your breakouts. As soon as it comes in contact with your skin, it is at work to kill any bacteria that causes breakouts, so that whilst you're at work or at school, you don't have to worry about a new blemish sprouting on your skin. I noticed after the 8-week mark, so you need to give your skin a little bit of time. You need to let the product work its magic over a couple of weeks. But I noticed around about the 8-week mark, my skin was doing exceptionally well. And just like the Acne Expert, I just use this product on the areas where I have breakouts. I love my products. I don't ever want to waste products for absolutely no reason whatsoever. I buy products that I love. I go out to my chemists and I buy my skincare, so I don't want to unnecessarily use product where I don't need it. So for me, always go for the side of the face, again, across my jawline, which is so typical of adult acne. Annoying, I know, but just across here, I love to apply my products there. And again, whatever is left behind on the back of my hand or in between my fingers, I apply it on my nose and across my chin, because that's where I have a lot of those very tiny whiteheads built up. Just one of my major congestion areas, so I always make sure to slap on product over top of this area. It is formulated for those who have like oilier combination skin. That's how I get away with using this line. I limit it just to the areas where I need it and it works for me. Doesn't over dry my skin whatsoever. I think majority of the Aven products have the thermal spring water spray in them, so they're very gentle on the skin, which is what I love. I think that's why it has been so successful for me on my skin and why I have continued to use this range for so long. I literally have a heart attack every time I see somebody using a dirty makeup sponge. Like as soon as I'm done doing my makeup, I will then get up and wash my sponges, because I know that if I use a dirty sponge, re-wet it and use it on my skin without sanitizing it, I am gonna break out like crazy. It is so important that you sanitize your tools, guys. If you can't deep clean your brushes or your tools at your sink, maybe look at getting some extra sponges. You don't have to buy the expensive beauty blender. There are so many affordable makeup sponges, like so many affordable alternatives that are just as great in my opinion. So you can have like a few makeup sponges laying around, so you can always use a clean one. Another big thing when you are deep cleaning your makeup brushes is take some rubbing alcohol and clean the handles of your brushes as well. That always gets me when I pick up a brush that I haven't sanitized properly and then I go and touch my skin, instantly like breakout. That is my skin type. It's not something that I can change, but I can change my habits. So I can improve the condition of my skin, if you guys know what I mean. A really good acne hack is if you've got breakouts in the same areas as I do, which is across my cheekbone and across my jawline, what you can do is contour with a darker color concealer. So you are contouring and concealing at the same time. That was like such a game changer for me, because I was able to do my makeup so quickly and so efficiently. It was such a game changer for me, and it looked really, really good. Like using a cream formula as opposed to concealing my skin with concealer and then using like a powder contour on top, it just sat on my skin better. So it's definitely something that you should consider. You don't have to buy a really expensive concealer. There are so many affordable concealers that you can get at the drugstore, as long as you find the right shade with the right undertone that can mimic a contour look. One of the best and very simple hacks I have ever come across in my career is using a concealer that is just like a teeny touch darker than your actual skin tone to make the appearance of a very large or unwanted blemish look smaller. I have used this hack for years on myself, and it has made me feel like $1,000,000. I have used it on my clients who have come to me for special event makeup, and they felt less self-conscious because to them, what they can see is a breakout or a blemish that looks significantly smaller. So this is what I do. I prime my skin, I apply my foundation, and then I mix 2 of my concealers to create a concealer shade that is slightly darker than my skin tone. I use an eyeliner brush to pinpoint conceal my blemishes and use my ring finger to blend out the concealer around the edges of my pimple so that it flows and blends into my skin very seamlessly. Luminous formulations make breakouts look bigger. If you think of what lip gloss does to your lips, it makes your lips look juicier and plumper and bigger. It's going to do that for your blemish. So you want to make sure that you mattify it to make it look smaller and just to help it from sticking out. Like I had a massive one right here. I had a horn on my head, and that was the hack that I used. Even though it was huge, I still felt so comfortable and confident in my own skin because I knew that that hack was just gonna save the day. I really hope you enjoyed today's video and that you found it helpful and informative. The one thing that I want you to take away is to start forming a better relationship with yourself. I know it can be hard as it is without having a skin condition. It is so much harder when you do have a skin condition like acne, but it is such a badass character builder. Be kind to yourself. Be patient with yourself. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you all in a brand new video next week. Bye.